Hello everybody. I'm gonna set a few things up here and then we'll get started. I hope everybody's having a good day. Just want to give a little update for the channel. I'm going to be getting a new PC shortly here. I got the card that I needed to get in the mail, and I'll be ordering that as soon as I can. HP right now is going to get an Omen. They're pretty much sold out of pretty much everything over there, so I'm gonna do a little more research and see what either other place I can get it or wait until they restock. And what that means for the channel is better production value. A lot of things are gonna be look a little nicer over here, and yeah. Alright, that should take care of that. Let's get into it, guys. Let's see here. What do I gotta do? Quest-wise. Hey, Parrothead. yes, I did. I beat that other game, dude. That game was so terrible. Oh my god. Alright, where the hell am I going? I guess up here. Yeah, that game was terrible. Like, it wouldn't have been so, like, the story would have been fine if the combat would have been, like, more polished. But it was just super clunky. The right one? Search of Alice, eh? Did I do everything in the other one? I know it was in KHOLUSIA. Hey, Railway Nation. What's up? What? It's a Jibanyan couch. As a mount. Look at that. Look at that kitty. No, this is an actual mount in the game. Where are we at here? Yeah, these are actual mounts in the game. Jibanyan couch. And then I have Whisper Go, and then Whisper Go Go. I have horses too. See? And I have horses as well. Here we go. Knew there was more up here I had to do. I take my eyes off of you for one moment and you're chattering away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Avano. Where's the artistic interpretation? It should invoke image of affluence and nobility, and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Shai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary, yours being a joyous union. It seems to me that a realistic portrayal... Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws, and weaken knees to make people cry out in amazement. Now fetch a blank canvas and ah! I say, did that come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver, and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it all fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. Malcontent. How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Valkyrie resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crown lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle then. Joining the crowd up there? Yes.
That's him. That's Vorthri.
Look at this fat bastard.
He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking? Mercy! Mercy! By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud.
Yeah.
He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society. To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. He had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of EULMORE society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that KHOLUSIA won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of EULMORE?
Dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
People call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
An artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me. Of EULMORE. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wound? I told you to paint me a picture!
I think shit's about to get real, guys.
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk? I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Who's that? Forgive me in my anger. I seem to have marched us back outside again. Though it is probably best we leave this island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in EULMORE. In any case, I've seen through all the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in KHOLUSIA. I will accompany you back to CRYSTARIUM. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risk inherent in you accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made messes of things, not you. But even after all the trouble it caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Valthree wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to CRYSTARIUM? I am certain we can find work for you there, if you are willing. No, that would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking, learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The EULMOREans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry, and you can take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Alpha Node? Lord and Lady Chai. What in the blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. Look, I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alphino. Now I've had many beautiful and striking pictures painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adore it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Valthree and vouch for your character. I am sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I am sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garment you were so kind as to procure for me. Oh, one moment. Yes, I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. And I shall make arrangements that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. Expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise you that. That outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. Next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Just getting the Aether 8 currents, because then it'll let me fly in this area. Northeast. How the hell do you get up there? Huh. To the west. Hmm. How the fuck? I assume there's a way to get to them later. I've come looking for work. I might have a spot for another guard. Or if you've come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Oh, a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Orange. Are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off to our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. All set then, off to the unforgiving sands we go. You can now travel down and speak with the Untimer to fly to the desert.
From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Arang, once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armarang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Oof, no matter how many times I come here, the heat never fails to catch me off guard. Don't be surprised when the temperature drops at night, though. The sky is still bright, of course, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn at Junie's Head, which is where the Alice, a friend of yours, is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop in Ward Salk to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sounds good? Or sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off. I'd better not see you, the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. speaking of the rates. Stop here a moment. This is the first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the river of sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. On what? Wait. Hey, Bigglesmiths, what's up? How you doing? They built them big, didn't they? That's Xar, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabath Arang. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say that it was once one of the NORVRANDT's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along, great chunks of Nabath Arang lands were lost to the light. Its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying, most of them anyway. Nice, nice, nice. No, not many choose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even the hulking great fortresses become little more than an Amaro roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is deserted as this place. Just wait until you see moored sock. Let's press on, shall we? Yeah, I need to work on some, once I get my PC, I need to work on some, reviews and, put some clips and stuff together of some stuff. Here we are, moored sock. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Moored sock, not just full of moored, but Humes and all manner of others too. It has long been a refugee for folks displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, and have you met a moored before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, you could pay our respects to Master Genjen. I'll go ahead and let him know you've arrived. Oh, they're kobolds. But in this world, they're called, Mord or Mode or whatever. So this is a Mord.
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mord's.
Mordsick.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mord Souk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mords do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Mord says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look.
You buy, you buy.
The fuck?
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Welcome to Ronron's Traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? Browse on wares, you may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, targeted food stuff, and inspect it. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on a chilly desert night. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits. So even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keep you going in the heat. Everyone's favorite plump white worms, slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wiggler, you'll never want any other treat. Ew. Skewers. Oh. You'll like those chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks. Spear with stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. They all look tasty, yes. Which to choose? Which to choose? Yes, put some spice in your step. You won't feel the cold this night. And probably not the next one either. You have the gold? Oh, done. One. Robert Honor buys you 10 sides of lizard meat. Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keep the merchandise down. Yes, no returns. I was watching from here, Andrews. You honored our customs and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsook. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. Yeah, you have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsook. Oh, offering your services, are you? Well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of the last minute haggling, then see you in a bit. You may view the market receipt at any time during the quest by using the relevant items in the key items menu. Thank you for staying, my friend. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Well, it's not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for. Our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothry and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. It's good to be back amongst friends. In such company, I can finally turn my thoughts to the future. But ere we discuss all we have learned and begin planning our next step, I think it best that you visit Alice. Her familiarity with Amang Rang will no doubt provide us invaluable insight, and besides, I know she is eager to see you as I was. Bring a smile to her face, Angelus. Alright. Hey, no touching the merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassie sent you? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, 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 no. Nabath Arang relics, wasn't it? Oh, packed in the box there. Handled with care. If you're handling customer, you've come to the wrong place. He's had no outstanding orders with my shop. Cassard sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron ore. Iron ore, first, that would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. Oh shit, is that one of those lizards from FF11? It is. Nice. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Hey, that's the lot, alright. Good work. And quick work too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I thought you were one to sit in a city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're no stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before your turn, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Hey, Apollo. Cassard, it feels like an age since I saw you. It feels like an age since I last saw you. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen, it has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. The gentleman was on his way to meet with Alice. I'm supposed to be taking him to your corner of the desert, but misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alice has told me so much about you. You're Angelus, aren't you? Indeed. I knew it. How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carrier at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alice quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Angel's guide, Cassard? I'm shopping. My shopping is all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. No Fortnite cards. $19 cards, I don't know what that means. And we still play Fortnite on the channel here and there. And do you want me to That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the air for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amarang, and I'll send you back to the CRYSTARIUM. No, I can't say that I do. I can't say that I do. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the channel. Alice has been desperate to see you, Angela, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spire from here. We need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. Greetings, Finn. You like helping people? Yes, maybe you can help me too. You see, my son Gun makes me very proud but very worried. He works very hard, too hard for his own good. He follows orders, yes, follows them until someone tells him to stop. This is very dangerous, bad for his health. I need to speak to him, persuade him to rest. He should be near the red Cyril, probably leaving no stone unturned in his search for relics. Please tell him his father orders him to stop. No, it's Final Fantasy 14, Apollo. Yeah, it's the online, it's the MMO of it. Dude, I hate not being able to fly. It's so slow. Yeah, it has elf women, it has elf cats too. It has it has cats as well. Not elf cats, but cats. There's a cat race. You can be they're like called Galka, I want to say, but they're like big ogre dudes. Search the nooks, search the crannies, search high, search low. Oh, sorry, I did not see you there. Are you lost? Father says I must rest. That will not do. No, I will stop, but not yet. I need something to show for my efforts. All this scrabbling, all this searching, and still no shinies. You came here to tell me to stop, but I refuse. Your job will not be finished, will it? That will not do either. Wait, I have an idea. If you help me find shinies, my job will be over, your job will be over, and I can rest. Simple? Yes. Yeah, it's very... Basically, this expansion, I'm in the... Basically, in the Final Fantasy 14 world, there's different shards. And this is one of the shards, and the real world is on the first. And on the first, Shadow is trying to take over, and you're the warrior of light, and you're trying to prevent it. Well, this is one of the other shards, and it's being consumed by light. So now I have to become the warrior of shadow, or the warrior of darkness, to combat the light. And if I don't, the two shards will basically slam into each other and destroy everything. Nah, you can't be evil or anything. Look under that rubble and find whatever there is to be found. Maybe it will be valuable, maybe not. Either way, let us keep searching until we get at least one shiny. Yeah, you can't be evil, but you can, yeah. Doesn't yield a shiny. Yeah, I was just listening to a thing about that. I'm a little excited about that too. It's going back to modern. I was always a bigger Battlefield fan than I was COD, so if that comes back, I will definitely be playing. Whether that be on console or PC is yet to be determined, but most likely it'll be on PC. I'll just use a controller, just because Shadows plays on PC if he gets it. Nice. Ah, shit. I went past where I needed to be. That's good. I just want to be able to be a one-man army and blow up tanks with C4 again. Like I used to do. Because that shit was fun. But this is also crossplay on PC as well, so everybody that's on PC also plays with the people that are on console. What did you find? Not more rubble, I hope. Ah, this looks very special. It says pretty patterns, I hope. Never seen one like this before. But how much is it worth? I am an expert in finding shinies, not a historian. Perhaps you should ask someone. Once we sell it, we will divide the profit between us. We worked as a team, so half for you and half for me. Fair is fair. I did see the spaghetti thing. Oh, maybe. Before I forget to repair. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be, if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folks heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? Yeah, sure. I thought you might. Alice was always saying how much you, I mean, let's go. Let's get going, shall we? Sorry, that wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. And yet, hardly a match for you, it seemed. I'd always thought Alice was strong, but in her mind, she was never. Now it makes sense. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Excuse me. That's how you do it. Oh, I love the AA-12 in COD back in the day. Damn it, how the hell? really digging the music in this expansion. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork, and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Yeah, it was pretty overpowered back then. This is it. Thank you. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. It seems you end up escorting me. I'll have to repay you the favor somehow. But first, let's head inside, shall we? Excuse me. Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the CRYSTARIUM since Alice arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and handful of carers. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alice give you the full explanation. Now, where is she? Damn. I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first. You might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out and south side and you'll see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Alisei is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground, and you look to be about the right size. Small prints lead off to the northwest. Footprints continue to the northwest. Footprints curve around the west. Yeah, that was always fun. These are more tracks here, but they end in mess of disturbed sand. Yep.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be.
Oh yeah, let's see. Fucking kicking some ass.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner. How are you?
It's Alisei, it's Alphino's, the other guy that I was talking to, that's his twin sister. Basically, everybody went unconscious and into a coma in the other world, and got transported here to this world. So they're trapped here, and time works differently on this, in this shard. So anything that happens on the first, like an hour on the first, is like a year over here. And so basically, my whole party got transferred over here before I did, and I can go back freely because I'm the Warrior of Light. But they are unable to do that because they don't have I guess you could say the spark or whatever.
The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urielge's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only NORVRANDT was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether, and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn, and you clear the west. That way you can have the unduality experience within the resident terrors. These marks on the map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your aether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back in the north entrance. Good hunting. Oh, wasn't there an aether current somewhere? But I saw an aether current earlier. thought I did. How did you fare? I thought you were... I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat, much like the Voldsent. They have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols, to call that rank often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play, and you certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Alice tells me you helped out on the patrol. You have our thanks. And my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alice has missed your company. Everything is always, if Angelus were here, he would. That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective and respect Angelus's methods. Honestly, after seeing him in action, I can understand why. The way he leaps into a fray without hesitation is really his... It really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. Gasp. I'm only teasing though, I have no doubt he deserves all the admiration he gets just as you do. Alright. I love the layout of bulk meal, but the dues they put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are hundreds and one things that need doing, I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alice? What? and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true, thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder. I'll say. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit, and it's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Poniel, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise you'll be pleased to meet somebody new. Thank you. Toddern glances up you blindly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Halric remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin is hardened into something akin to plaster. Seeing the patients, how were they? It's good they knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Harwick though. I'll have to speak with the other carriers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to that discussion, and I was going to take Angelus to Mordsuk if you have any errands there that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the market, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through to Ron. Should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Andrus, there's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Yeah, I'm back again, are you? You need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarine, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how rich richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one, free of charge. Gods, never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyworms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only best reelers for you coming in, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chore taken care of. Let's head past the Aetherite to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Yes, these wigglers you already bought. You actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Once only. Never fail, shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding this catastrophe which befell the first, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Ranger's lecturing. And I need you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice, and that dream will be a kindness. It isn't just a threat posed to others when a person becomes an eater. The pain appears to be excruciating. The cares are truly fond of their words, and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against fate worse than death. You're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Thank you, Alice. You explained why I wanted this, as I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if this time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of a happier days. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat, and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs. Oh, it's nothing, really. And we do so rarely have guests. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable. To receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in NORVRANDT could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Angela Salicet, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what got into him, but if he wandered out of there alone... Well, assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep a search close to the end. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west, then you take everything from here to the south. See no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. Giant search for father can suddenly find yourself under attack.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Ulrich!
Shit.
We have to run!
Fuck. Oh, she just got killed.
Tessling! No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
That's not creepy as fuck. I'm sorry, Angelus. I tried to tell the carriers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder that they lean on. Not like this. Sobs. It's just so unfair. Tesleen was always so cheery when the patients telling them not to be scared. That there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world to suffer as such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I can barely. I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing, about giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. Halric is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Thank you. What you are doing it means a lot to them, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Alric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course. She would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Tesleen's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damn light building without cease. It's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little, even if it took years, it would most surely make things better. Now hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light. But how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the CRYSTARIUM. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. Forgive me, Angelus. I couldn't stay there a moment longer. But I was serious about what I said. While the men and women at the inn battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight it in my own way, with steel. Miss Alice, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amaro. I need to return the CRYSTARIUM immediately. As you wish. Reminding me of where goggles we ever fly around Amarang again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes, but the wind did help to clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to whip the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Thank you for seeking me out, Angelus. It meant a lot to have you there at my side, and looking at Alphanode, I'd say he's eager to be in this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from there.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling EULMORE might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to EULMOREan society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity. Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Shit.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of NORVRANDT, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Oh shit.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Hallminster switches in north of the Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside of the Crystarium, at the crossroads southwest of the Answer Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Oh man, getting tired. Yeah. Set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging airpoint. The village itself lies not far beyond quickly now. Ulminster switches past these gates and through the woods. 'Tis not exactly a near neighbor to the CRYSTARIUM, but as we occupy the same region, we have built something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? Town is beset by a swarm, unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the numbers of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads the attack. How convenient it seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. Snort. When does that simply slay a warden? Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile aether will billow outwards and envelope the nearest living being. I reckon young swordsman, perhaps, a reckless young swordsman, perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if I... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such dangers without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well, then. A warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveliers, Captain Lin, and last but not least, do it. A formidable group indeed. Into the Hallminster we go. Once we reach the Light Wardens, do not hold back. We strike to kill.
Very well.
Let's give it our all. Let's give it our all.
My strength is yours.
This will be interesting. Hello. Yeah, alright. Why is there an odd resemblance to Nobodies from Kingdom Hearts with this guy? Frick. Oh shit.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you. Behold, the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
Nice.
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky, as it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true.
What you mean, you people?
My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first. On behalf of the First, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Alright. How quickly have you justified my faith? How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Trust parties unlocked. You can enlist NPC companions to visit completed instances by opening the Trust interface, located under Duties in the main menu. Well, folks, I think that's a good place to stop for now. I want to thank everybody that showed up. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Thanks, Paulo Patriot, Big O Knight, Biggles Mets, Parrothead. Thanks for Real Wade Nation. Thank you guys for being here. And I will talk to y'all later.